Secretary Westcott here for our episode 3 of From Both Sides of the Fences. Today we're here at Louisiana State Penitentiary at the Angola Prison Rodeo Arena. We're joined here today by Chief Seth Smith, Prison Operations, Warden Darrel Vannoy, the warden here at Angola, and Governor Jeff Landry. We appreciate you being here. Thanks for coming.
Oh, it's great to be here.
Yeah. So again, we had an outstanding rodeo season this year in October. Now, Warden Vannoy, why don't you go ahead and tell us, a little summarize about how great it went.
It was a wonderful rodeo. We had 4 Sundays in October. We were sold out every Sunday. The rodeo generated over $2.5 million this year. It's the largest 4-Sunday rodeo that we've had. The inmates got to sell their crafts. We have many talented people here. You know that the rodeo is like a big festival, lots of food, rides, hobby craft that the offenders sell. And after the rodeo is over, which is around 4 o'clock, we extended it to 5:30 so the people that attended the rodeo would have time to shop more and buy more of the hobby craft from the inmates. And that kind of gives the traffic a little bit of time to get out. So it was a very enjoyable experience for everyone. I think it was one of the best. I've been here a long time. It was one of the best rodeos I've been to.
Yeah, I'm sure
we have great staff.
Yeah, I'm sure the inmates were appreciative of the extra time to make some sales.
The inmates' morale is very, very high. They're looking forward to April right now.
That's great. That's great. And again, for Veterans Day, we had Secretary McGinley from the Veterans Affairs Department came here and did an outstanding celebration for not only the Veterans Day but for the 250th Marine birthday. So that was a great celebration. And Governor Landry, I mean, the highlight of the day was you pardoned an incarcerated veteran that was here 44 years. So it means a lot. It shows a lot of hope for some of the incarcerated men here.
Big morale builder.
Well, look, we enjoy being able to host things like the rodeo. I think what y'all do here, Warden Vannoy, it's just a great example of how those that, even though they're serving their time here, and many of them for life, it gives them something to look forward to. I certainly have enjoyed the rodeo. I've certainly enjoyed sending people over to watch the rodeo. Everyone has come back bragging about it. And of course, our Secretary of Veterans Affairs and you, Gary, and the correctional staff here has given us the idea of maybe putting some pardons out on veterans who have been incarcerated in our system, both those that may be serving and those that are out, and maybe doing pardons for them. Look, we want to make sure that people understand that just because you're convicted of a crime, when you do your time and you've done your time and then you've done above and beyond that, that there is mercy that can be showed to those inmates, and we certainly do want to give them hope. We want people that are incarcerated here not to give trouble, but to go ahead and do their time. And so it was great. It was great to be able to do something on Veterans Day. Y'all gave us a list. We combed through it, and I think we ended up doing three offenders who were not incarcerated, but one who was right here in Angola. And we met with the folks here in Angola to talk about what we could do to give folks who have been exceptional in serving out their time here in Angola some opportunities and some hope.
No, look, we have a lot of great things going on here at Angola, and we appreciate. A couple of months ago, you came and had lunch with the, which we call the advisory group or advisory inmate group, which is called the Angola Men of the Round Table. That was great for you to come eat lunch with them. That was great. One of the ideas that you came up was bringing back the horse program. So I think that's really something that special that maybe we could do. So you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, look, it was great to visit with those guys. In fact, it was from that meeting and some of the recommendations that you and Secretary McGinley had given us is how we ended up with the pardons for Veterans Day. I think we'll be looking at some pardons around Christmas time and around Easter as well. But you're right. Look, the thing about Angola, the uniqueness about it, it's a self-sustaining operation. The more that you can do here further relieves the state treasury and the taxpayers as well. Again, like the rodeo, which gives inmates an opportunity to sell their crafts and to do things and to make a little money so that they can fill their commissaries. We want to look at furthering the horse program here. There was a horse program here under which Angola basically raised and trained mounted patrol for law enforcement. We used some of those horses for the LSU game, Texas A&M game to help on crowd control. New Orleans PD does an unbelievable job of using them very effectively during the Mardi Gras season. I want to be able to bring that program back to Angola because it's not only a self-sustaining program, but a money-generating program, and it's much needed today in law enforcement.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then we have a great dog program here that, Chief Smith, do you want to elaborate more on what kind of do with the dog
Sure.
program?
Statewide, all the male facilities, we have a dog program really consisting of our drug canine units and then our search dogs, our chase team dogs. And we primarily use them internally, or that's what we raise them for, is for internal shakedowns, looking for contraband, and also if we have anyone that were to escape, in order to pursue them and capture them for public safety. But while we're not doing that, hopefully that doesn't happen frequently, we assist local law enforcement. I can tell you, I just did a quick poll over the last 90 days. We've assisted outside law enforcement 26 times over the last 90 to 100 days. Some of those were to help them with contraband in other facilities, or to help local law enforcement search for contraband, drugs primarily. Also, they do a traffic stop and the guy runs. There's a reason he ran. So the local chase team, whatever institution it may be, often is called, and we deploy the dogs. And I know at least 2 significant captures we had this month with local law enforcement, I said this month, over the last 3 months, that we did, one of which was Angola and one of which was DCI. Also, Walthall County, Mississippi, we had a shooting up there that we actually crossed state lines and assisted them apprehending a guy who actually shot someone and ran. So, it's a very good program that helps outside of our agency, and it's just the partnership we have with local law enforcement.
If any of our legislators go running off, you don't think I would track them down for me if I need?
Absolutely. If you call us, the dog's right.
Yeah, I remember they went to Iberia, man, a little old beagle was running through them sugarcane fields, and they found that guy hiding in there within no time. It's amazing.
It's crazy
Yeah.
because we had bloodhounds whenever I started, almost exclusively for the chase team, and now the beagles have really taken off. It's funny that you have these little bitty dogs with their little tails wagging, and basically you play with them at the end. They want to be played with, so they're going to go chase the guy to hopefully he'll play with them when they catch him.
The work that y'all are doing, the staff over at DOC, the staff here at Angola and all our correctional facilities have just been exceptional at a time when we need law enforcement and correctional facilities more than ever, right? And so we want to make sure that we have great run facilities that give those folks that end up in these facilities an opportunity in some of the other facilities that we have to eventually get out and become productive citizens in our communities. And so I just want to thank y'all both, or all of y'all, for the work that y'all doing. And look, there is nothing I enjoy more than to come into the rodeo. I'm a big rodeo guy, and we're going to have some real interesting things coming up at the beginning of the year that are going to think further enhance the Angola rodeo and the participation in it. And I'm just glad to be sitting at this table waiting on the bull.
Right. I tell you, and my staff and I appreciate the support you've given. We've never had the support from the governor's office like we've had, so we really appreciate that.
Well, thank you. And look, I would say that it's not just myself, but the legislature has been very responsive to the needs of the Department of Corrections and our law enforcement community around the state. And it's the best way to make Louisiana safe again and then keep it safe.
Right. Absolutely. Warden Vannoy, I hope you got that bull locked up tight.
I hope he is.
5, 4.
Guys, y'all all right?
Hey, listen, ain't no bull chasing me out of this arena. Don't forget, the Angola Rodeo is coming up April 18th and 19th. Come here, you'll see some of the best entertainment that is rodeo style, not only in Louisiana, but in the country. Angola, April 18th and 19th. Hope we see you there.
We're here at the Angola Museum with Executive Counsel Jonathan Vine. Thank you for being with us today on both sides of the fences. We had a great trip at Washington, D.C. on November 10th, where we got to witness the Attorney General's office argue the case Landry versus Department of Public Safety and Corrections. You want to tell us a little bit about that case?
Sure. No, I'd be happy to, Secretary. Pretty unique case. Landry was actually a Rastafarian. It was housed at Raymond LaBoy Correctional Center. His hair was cut when he was received at intake at that facility. and he filed a lawsuit under a statute that's called RLUIPA, which actually stands for the Religious Land Use and Institutionalized Persons Act, so you understand why we call it RLUIPA. His claim was not only to force us to allow him to grow his hair as a Rastafarian, but also he wanted to sue for money damages. Since the enactment of that statute in the early 2000s, I believe, you've never been able to sue for money damage, sue an individual for money. You've only been able to sue for injunctive relief, which means I'm trying to get you to stop doing something or to allow me to do something, to change conduct. So this entire case was accepted by the Supreme Court on the premise that they were going to finally answer the question of whether or not somebody can sue for money damages if their rights have been violated under RLUIPA. The case was argued. It was a really incredible experience. I think we would all agree to be able to sit there at the Supreme Court and see that. I felt pretty good at the end of it. I don't want to predict how it's going to come out, but probably by about June we'll have a decision, and hopefully we're successful, because a lot of states are counting on us, because if people are able to sue for money, that's kind of a game changer. That would be a really big deal, especially for the local level and other state prison systems.
It's a really big deal. It affects all the nation, the correctional facilities, so it's really important. Another big deal is you were admitted into the Supreme Court bar. Tell us about that extreme honor.
That was a great honor. Our Attorney General, Liz Murrell, actually mentioned it to me and suggested that she sponsored me for membership and admission into the United States Supreme Court bar. We filled out the application. She was my sponsor. It actually turned into a much bigger deal than what I realized. It was done in front of all 9 justices. Liz took the podium. She moved to have me admitted. You stand when your name is called, and the Chief Justice actually looks, smiles at you, and grants the motion and grants you admission into the bar. The other cool thing for us, being from Louisiana, where Amy Coney Barrett is from, Justice Barrett was right in front of us where we were seated, and because Liz was doing it, we got to sit on the very front row, but it was very cool to see her look and smile at us when she realized that our group was from Louisiana that was open for admission. So that was a very great honor. Thank you to Liz for doing that.
Well, we appreciate everything you do and your legal team. You guys stay extremely busy, which everybody could imagine. But kind of tell us a little bit about what y'all do over there at the legal department.
Sure. So we have 5 attorneys. The way it works is that we divvy up the prisons among the 5 attorneys, except for Angola. Angola goes to just one person, our general counsel, Adrian O'Quinn, because the sheer amount of litigation that comes out of this prison. The types of cases that we handle are prisoner lawsuits. We get probably 300 to 400 of those a year that get spread out among the attorneys. We handle employee litigation, employee discipline, civil service cases. I handle all the federal cases, whichever those may be, RLUIPA cases as of right now. But we stay busy. We also have assumed the role of the legislative liaison, which we kind of divvy up among the office to handle legislative affairs. And then also beneath us, we have the ADA coordinator, and the Justice Reinvestment Coordinator is also under us as well. So it is very busy. This administration runs at about 1,000 miles an hour, which has been a lot of fun for us. It's been a lot of fun working for you. It's very different, but I can tell you that everybody is really enjoying their jobs. They like to be busy, and the subject's fun, and we're never bored.
Right, well, great. Well, we appreciate everything you do, especially me as the secretary. Like I said, I know you guys represent me in the department, so again, we appreciate it. You guys do an amazing job, so thank you.
I appreciate that, and I will say that I'm only as good as the group beneath me, and I have an outstanding group of attorneys, probably the best we've had since I've been there, but thank you, and I know they appreciate that as well. Thanks again for joining us for episode 3 of From Both Sides of the Fences. I want to thank my special guest, Governor Landry, Chief Seth Smith, Warden Darrel, Vannoy, and Executive Counsel Jonathan Vining. We appreciate everything that you guys do. Thank you so much to my staff. Again, nearly 5,000 dedicated civil servants who professionally every day do a job that's not the easiest job in the world, but they're out there working hard every day. Thank you so much. I hope everybody enjoys their holidays and have a great holiday season. And I look forward to seeing you again on episode 4, coming soon. God bless you all, and God bless the great state of Louisiana. Thank you.